The landscape of modern celebrity culture is shifting beneath our feet, moving away from the pristine, meticulously managed public relations campaigns of the past toward an era defined by raw, unfiltered, and deeply human revelations. For decades, the public has been accustomed to viewing high society figures, international icons, and public personalities through a highly polished lens, where every appearance is choreographed and every statement is vetted by teams of strategists. Yet, the true power of media in the contemporary age lies in its ability to strip away these artificial layers, exposing the universal struggles that connect the most influential people on the planet with everyday viewers. When individuals who command global attention choose to step out from behind the heavy velvet curtains of traditional prestige, the cultural impact is instantaneous and profound. We are currently witnessing a massive transformation in how public figures navigate their platforms, choosing vulnerability over silence and authenticity over institutional protection. This shift does not happen in a vacuum. It is driven by a collective demand for transparency, a shared understanding that no amount of wealth, status, or acclaim can shield a person from the fundamental trials of the human condition. As these narratives unfold across major global media platforms, they create an atmosphere of intense anticipation, leaving audiences around the world wondering just how far these prominent figures will go in dismantling the very systems that once defined their lives. Before we dive deeper into the remarkable forces driving this media revolution and the specific individuals at the absolute center of it, take a brief moment to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dive investigative reports into the stories shaping our world. The atmosphere surrounding high-profile public figures has grown increasingly tense as the boundaries between private realities and public expectations continue to blur in unprecedented ways. Every media appearance, every independent project, and every strategic move is analyzed under a global microscope, creating a high-stakes environment where a single revelation can redefine a legacy. This tension is particularly palpable when individuals choose to break away from long-standing traditions, charting their own paths and taking complete control of their personal narratives. For generations, the standard protocol for those in the highest echelons of society was to maintain an air of detached mystique, keeping personal challenges strictly confidential to preserve an image of absolute stability. However, the modern media ecosystem thrives on the breakdown of these traditional barriers, creating a platform where personal truth becomes a powerful currency. The global audience is no longer satisfied with superficial updates. There is a profound desire to understand the emotional realities, the hidden burdens, and the genuine motivations of those who occupy the global spotlight. This hunger for authenticity has set the stage for a series of major media developments that promise to challenge long-held assumptions and offer an entirely new perspective on what it means to live under constant public scrutiny. As we prepare to analyze the specific details of these upcoming media releases and the significant figures involved, the sense of intrigue only deepens, pointing toward a broader cultural moment where the truth can no longer be contained by traditional institutional boundaries. The upcoming slate of independent media projects represents a critical turning point, marking the first real opportunity for major figures to showcase the exact type of content they wish to create when completely free from external constraints. For a long time, the public has wondered what happens when influential personalities formally break away from the institutional frameworks that previously governed their actions, finances, and public statements. The answer is rapidly materializing in the form of groundbreaking documentary series and high-profile collaborations that aim to tackle some of the most complex, stigmatized topics facing society today. These projects are not merely entertainment. They are designed to be cultural catalysts, sparking global conversations and forcing institutions to confront uncomfortable realities. The anticipation surrounding these releases is fueled by the knowledge that previous collaborations among these same creators have sent shockwaves through the global media landscape, proving that when these individuals speak, the entire world stops to listen. Industry experts and senior reporters are already analyzing the potential fallout, noting that the upcoming content will likely offer an unprecedented look into personal struggles, providing a level of detail and emotional honesty that has never been seen before in this arena. The countdown to these major premieres has begun, and the tension is palpable as audiences brace themselves for revelations that could permanently alter the public's perception of high society dynamics and the heavy price of global fame. The anticipation surrounding these major media developments has finally reached a critical boiling point as official release dates are confirmed, setting the stage for an unprecedented cultural moment. At the absolute center of this unfolding narrative is the highly anticipated mental health-focused docuseries titled The Me You Can't See, a groundbreaking project starring Prince Harry and Oprah Winfrey. Apple TV Plus has officially announced that the series is set to premiere on May 21st, a date that media analysts and audiences worldwide have instantly circled as a major milestone in modern broadcasting. Given that Oprah and Prince Harry's last high-profile collaboration caused an immense amount of turmoil and intense debate within the traditional structures of the royal family, it is entirely fair to say that the global public will be watching this new release with rapt attention. This project represents far more than standard documentary filmmaking. It serves as the very first real, tangible look at the specific type of content and independent media assets that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry will be releasing to the world after formally breaking financially from the royal family. By establishing their own independent production pathways, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have positioned themselves to speak without the restrictive filters of institutional protocols, making this upcoming premiere a true test of their media strategy and creative vision. The world is waiting to see exactly how they utilize this newfound creative freedom and what kind of broader societal impact their independent endeavors will achieve. To truly understand the magnitude of this moment, industry experts and media insiders are closely examining the underlying dynamics of this historic shift in public relations. Senior reporters and resident royals experts, including those who have tracked the family's media presence for years, point out that this docuseries is designed to dismantle long-standing stigmas surrounding emotional well-being by leveraging the immense personal platforms of its creators. The series promises to offer deep personal revelations, with Prince Harry expected to share profound insights regarding his own mental health journey, the trauma of historic loss, and the intense pressure of growing up under an unrelenting global microscope. These upcoming revelations come at a time of broader strategic shifts within the royal family's public-facing entities, as observers note the recent media rebrands and adjusted public relations strategies adopted by Prince William and Kate Middleton. This contrasting approach to media management highlights a deeper, ongoing evolutionary struggle over how high society figures communicate with the modern public, balancing traditional royal mystique with the contemporary demand for relatable authenticity. Furthermore, these developments inevitably draw renewed attention to the historical treatment of public figures by the press, particularly the stark contrasts in how different individuals are covered by global media outlets following major milestones like their wedding days. The upcoming docuseries is poised to address these systemic media pressures head-on, providing a stark, unfiltered counter-narrative to years of tabloid speculation and institutional containment as the tension in the entertainment and media industry continues to mount. This wave of raw transparency and institutional reckoning is rapidly expanding far beyond the boundaries of high society circles. A profound cultural shift is simultaneously taking place within the heart of Hollywood, where prominent figures are increasingly refusing to remain silent about exploitative practices, problematic behaviors, and toxic workplace environments that were once quietly swept under the rug. In a major development that has sent shockwaves through the global film community, international superstar Gal Gadot has publicly spoken out regarding the deeply problematic and highly controversial behavior of director Joss Whedon during their past professional collaborations. The willingness of a high-profile actress of Gadot's stature to openly address these industry challenges underscores a growing intolerance for intimidation and misconduct on major film sets. signaling to studios and creators alike that the traditional dynamics of unchecked creative authority are rapidly coming to an end. This public statement has added immense fuel to the ongoing global conversation about accountability in creative spaces, proving that even the most successful and recognizable stars in the world are no longer willing to tolerate environments that compromise professional respect and personal dignity. This momentum toward absolute accountability and the re-evaluation of long-standing professional relationships shows no signs of slowing down, as other major industry leaders take decisive public steps to distance themselves from individuals facing serious allegations. In another monumental industry shift, acclaimed actor, writer, and producer Seth Rogen has officially announced that he will no longer work with his longtime creative partner and frequent collaborator James Franco. This definitive decision comes in direct response to the ongoing serious allegations regarding Franco's past exploitative actions and problematic behavior within the industry and educational settings. Rogen's public declaration marks a significant, painful departure from a deeply established professional camaraderie that yielded numerous box office successes and shaped a specific era of modern comedy filmmaking. By taking such a public and uncompromising stance against a close peer, Rogen has highlighted a profound evolution in Hollywood's moral landscape, where personal loyalty is no longer prioritized over systemic accountability and the protection of vulnerable individuals within the creative community. The ripple effects of these back-to-back announcements have created an atmosphere of intense scrutiny across the entire entertainment industry, leaving audiences and insiders alike to wonder how many more established relationships will be dismantled as the demand for transparency and ethical conduct continues to reshape the global media landscape. The ongoing transformation across the global media landscape, stretching from the grand halls of traditional high society institutions to the highly competitive film studios of Hollywood, signals a permanent departure from the old era of managed secrecy. To fully appreciate why these simultaneous developments matter so much, one must look closely at the biographies of the key participants and the complex web of related events that brought the industry to this historic tipping point. Prince Harry's journey from a heavily guarded childhood inside the royal family to an independent media producer in California represents a radical break from centuries of precedent. His mother, Princess Diana, famously struggled under the exact same intense press scrutiny, a tragic historical backdrop that directly informs Harry's fierce commitment to mental health advocacy and media independence. By partnering with Oprah Winfrey, a legendary broadcasting icon whose entire career has been built on the power of emotional transparency and long-form interviewing, Harry chose the ultimate platform to bypass traditional gatekeepers. Winfrey's unparalleled ability to draw out the deepest truths from her subjects ensures that this docuseries will not just be a fleeting news item, but a permanent historical document detailing the heavy psychological price of institutional life. This project sets a new benchmark for how public figures utilize modern digital platforms to reclaim their voices, proving that independence is the ultimate goal in the modern media ecosystem. Simultaneously, the profound systemic changes taking place within the entertainment industry reflect a broader, interconnected push for structural accountability that has been building for years. The public stance taken by Gal Gadot against established industry directors like Joss Whedon cannot be viewed in isolation. It is a direct consequence of a global movement demanding safe, respectful workplaces across all professional fields. Gadot, an international star who achieved global acclaim through her iconic role as Wonder Woman, brought immense personal leverage to this fight, proving that top-tier talent will no longer stay silent to protect powerful directors. Whedon, once celebrated for his influential work on major television cult classics and massive superhero blockbusters, has faced a severe re-evaluation of his legacy as multiple former collaborators have come forward with similar allegations of volatile and toxic behavior on set. This reckoning demonstrates that past creative successes and box office achievements can no longer serve as a shield for misconduct, forcing major film studios to completely overhaul their production protocols and human resources practices to ensure the safety and dignity of everyone involved, in much the same way. The sudden and permanent collapse of the long-standing professional partnership between Seth Rogen and James Franco illustrates the painful personal costs of this new cultural era. Rogen and Franco rose through the ranks of the film industry together, starting as young co-stars on short-lived cult television shows before evolving into a dominant creative duo that defined a generation of cinematic comedy. Their collaborative projects generated hundreds of millions of dollars globally and established a highly profitable brand built on close friendship and shared creative chemistry. However, when serious allegations of exploitative behavior and misconduct in acting workshops were brought against Franco, the durability of that partnership was pushed to its absolute limit. Rogen's definitive choice to sever professional ties highlights a monumental shift in the industry's ethical standards, sending a clear message that personal history and commercial success can no longer override the necessity of accountability. This decision marks a profound moment of maturity for the wider film community, showing that true structural reform requires individuals to make difficult, uncompromising choices even when it impacts their closest professional circles. Ultimately, these seemingly distinct stories of high society independence, systemic workplace reckonings, and fractured professional partnerships are all deeply bound together by a single powerful cultural thread. The global audience is witnessing a massive, irreversible democratization of truth, where the traditional systems that once controlled public information, suppressed personal scandals, and protected abusive behavior are being rapidly dismantled. Whether through independent documentary projects designed to destigmatize mental health or courageous public declarations aimed at removing toxic factors from creative industries, the demand for transparency has become the defining force of our time. These historic events serve as an enduring reminder that the media landscape is no longer controlled solely by powerful institutions or unchecked individuals, but by a collective commitment to honesty, safety, and mutual respect. As the dust settles on these major announcements, the world watches with profound interest, knowing that the structural changes enacted today will permanently reshape the entertainment industry and public life for many generations to come.